Men have sexual fantasies, things they want, things they've imagined, things they have never said out openly to any woman, not a wife of 30 years, not a woman they just started seeing, not anyone. Now, it's not that the desire isn't real, but because somewhere along the way they learn that saying what they want makes them look demanding, or selfish, or like they're criticizing what's already happening. So they stay quiet. They take what comes. They tell themselves it's fine, and a low, quiet dissatisfaction settles in that nobody ever names. That is what this video is about, because here is what I want you to understand before we go any further. A man who can tell a woman what he wants the right way is not being demanding. He has given her something most women never get from the men they're with, a clear, honest invitation to please him. And women, when given that invitation the right way, almost always want to accept it, whether you've been with her for 20 years or you've just started something new, whether this is a long marriage, a new relationship, or the first time with someone. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to say the thing you've been carrying, what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and the specific quality that makes the difference between a woman feeling directed and a woman feeling trusted. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Valerie Hayes, and every week on this channel I have the real, honest conversations about sex and intimacy for men over 50 that most people won't have anywhere else. Hit subscribe right now and stay with me. And if you prefer the uncensored conversation where I say it as it is, raw, without fear of platform restrictions, then make sure you join my free newsletter. We'll drop the link in the comment and in the description. Now let me start with something that most men have completely backwards. Most men assume that saying what they want in bed puts a woman in an uncomfortable position, like they're adding to her burden, like she'll feel criticized or pressured or suddenly inadequate. The opposite is almost always true. A woman who is with a man and has no idea what he actually wants in bed is not comfortable. She is guessing. She is doing her best with incomplete information and never knowing if she's getting it right. And that uncertainty, whether it's the first time together or years into a relationship, quietly does something to her. It erodes her confidence. It makes her less likely to initiate, because why initiate when you don't know if you're even doing the right things? It creates a distance that neither of them can quite explain. When a man tells a woman what he wants, clearly, warmly, without pressure, he removes all of that. He hands her a map, and a woman with a map is a woman who can show up fully, who can feel genuinely capable of giving him what he needs. And here is the thing about that feeling, the feeling of knowing she can please him, that she has what she needs to actually do it right. That feeling is one of the most powerful drivers of a woman's desire to do exactly that. You are not burdening her. You are freeing her. Now, there is a difference between asking for what you want and telling a woman what to do. And most men who have tried to express their desires and had it land badly miss this distinction. When a man says what he wants in a way that sounds like instructions, like he is issuing a directive and waiting for compliance, a woman feels directed, managed, like she is being handed a task. And even if she does it, she is not doing it from desire. She is doing it from obligation. And both of them can feel that difference. But when a man says what he wants in a way that sounds like he is letting her into something private about himself, like he is trusting her with something he has carried quietly. She feels something completely different. She feels chosen. She feels trusted. She feels like he has just handed her something valuable and personal. And from that place, giving him what he wants is not a task. It is something she genuinely wants to do. Same desire. Completely different delivery. And the delivery is everything. The thing that makes the difference is this: vulnerability without apology. He is not asking permission. He is not hoping she won't be offended. He is simply, honestly, warmly telling her something true about himself. That quality, the quiet confidence of a man who knows what he wants and trusts her enough to say it, is one of the most compelling things a woman can be in the presence of. Now let me give you the actual language, because I know that's what you need. There are two situations: the conversation outside the bedroom and the moment during sex itself. Both of them are important, and both require a slightly different approach outside the bedroom first, because this is where the foundation gets laid, whether it's a new woman or someone you've been with for years. With someone new, and by new I mean you haven't established a full picture of each other's desires yet, you keep it light and curious. You're not downloading a list, you're opening a door. It might sound like this: I want to know what you love, and I want to tell you what I love too. I think that's the best way to make this really good for both of us. Simple, warm, mutual. You've framed it as a conversation, not a confession, and you've invited her to share too, which immediately takes the pressure off you being the only one saying something vulnerable with someone you've been with longer. A relationship where you've been quiet about this for months or years, you go a little deeper, you acknowledge the gap directly, and you close it. I realize I've never really told you what I love. What really does it for me? I want to change that, because I want you to know. And then you tell her, specifically enough to be useful, warm enough that it sounds like desire, not a specification sheet. Something like, when you do this, it drives me completely crazy. I just wanted you to know that. Said with a smile. Said like the memory of it is already doing something to you. That is specific. That is warm. And she's going to remember exactly what you said. During sex, it is even simpler, because the moment itself is already doing the work. The desire is already present. The connection is already happening. All you need to do is add your voice to it, not instructions, narration, real-time honesty about what is happening for you. Right there, said quietly. That's it. Not a direction, an acknowledgement. She hears that and she knows. And knowing, feeling the direct evidence that she is doing something that is genuinely working for you, is one of the most powerful things you can give her during sex. Something like, I love when you do that, said in the moment when she's doing it. Your voice used this way does two things simultaneously. It tells her what you want, and it tells her that you are completely here, that you are not somewhere else in your head. You are in this room with her, and she is affecting you. Women feel that, and they want more of it. And when you want something you haven't had yet, something specific you want to try, you say it the way a man says something he genuinely wants. Not apologetically, not as a question waiting to be rejected, as desire expressed honestly. I want to try something, tell me if you love it. That framing, tell me if you love it, is everything. You are not asking for permission, You are inviting her feedback. You are making her an active partner in what happens next rather than a passive recipient of your request. And she will respond to the invitation in a way she would never respond to the ask. And now, let me tell you what actually happens when a man does this right. A woman I know from Houston, she's in her early 60s, had been in a long marriage and was now in something new, told me about the first time this man said something to her during sex. They had been together only a few months, and one evening, in the middle of something, he said something quiet and specific. He told her just a few words, exactly what she was doing that he loved. She told me she felt it like a physical thing, not the words themselves. The fact that he said them, the fact that he was present enough, trusting enough, open enough to say out loud what was happening for him. She said, I felt like I finally knew something real about him, something he hadn't let anyone see. And I wanted to give him more of it immediately. That is what honest, warm, specific desire expressed in the moment produces, not just more pleasure for him. More desire in her, more presence in both of them, more of the real thing. Two people actually with each other instead of two people performing for each other. Now, I want to address something honestly, because this conversation is not always going to get the response you hoped for on the first try. Sometimes you tell a woman what you want and she hesitates. She's uncertain. Maybe it's something she hasn't done before. Maybe it's something outside what she's comfortable with. Maybe she just needs a moment. And how you receive that hesitation is one of the most important things you will do in that relationship. If you receive it with warmth, if you say, that's okay, I just want you to know, and you move on without making it heavy, without sulking, without letting her feel like she has failed you, you have just done something that most men never do. You have proven that her honesty is safe with you, that she can tell you the truth without paying a price for it. And a woman who knows her honesty is safe, who has seen the evidence of it, is a woman who comes back to the conversation. She is a woman who tries things she was initially uncertain about because she trusts that the space is safe enough to try. The man who receives a no gracefully is the man she eventually says yes to. Never make her feel bad for being honest with you. Not once. Now I want to say something that I think is important. And I want to say it directly because I think some men need to hear it. Be realistic about what you ask for. If what you want has been shaped primarily by pornography, by videos and images that have set a picture in your mind of what sex is supposed to look like, I need you to hear this clearly. What you see in porn is a performance, almost all of it. The sounds, the positions, the responses, the stamina, performed, scripted, shot in multiple takes with direction from someone behind a camera. The women are working, and what they are performing has been designed to sell a fantasy, not to represent what sex between two real people actually looks and feels like. When a man brings those expectations into a real encounter, when he wants a real woman to perform the way a performer performs, he is asking her to stop being a person and start being an actress. And most real women with their own desires and their own bodies and their own genuine responses, cannot do that. More importantly, they shouldn't have to. Real sex with a real woman who is actually present with you is completely different from what pornography shows. It is warmer, more personal, more unpredictable in the best way. The sounds she makes are real. The responses are genuine. The connection is actual. And that reality that genuine, unscripted, between two real people reality is more satisfying than any performance if you let yourself be present enough to receive it. Ask for what you want. Be specific and honest about your desires, but ask for the real thing, not the performance. The real woman in front of you is worth more than anything on a screen. And if you approach her that way, as a real person, whose genuine response matters more than whether she matches a fantasy, she will feel that. And she will give you something no performance ever could. I want to close with this. A man who can say what he wants, clearly, warmly, without apology and without pressure, is a man who trusts himself enough to be known, truly known, by a woman who is worth being known by. Most men never get there, and it isn't because they don't have desires, but because they were never told that expressing those desires honestly is not a risk. It is an act of intimacy, one of the deepest ones available. When you tell a woman what you want, really tell her with warmth and without flinching. You are not making yourself vulnerable in the way you fear. You are making yourself real. And real is what women respond to. Real is what they remember. Real is what they want more of. Say what you want. Trust her with it. Keep it real. And then watch what she does with that trust. My weekly newsletter is where I go further than this platform allows. You get to learn the specific things that change the dynamic between men and women in intimate relationships. Things women want men to know and almost never say directly. Practical, raw, honest, unfiltered. Delivered every week for free. The link to join is in the comment section and in the description. And drop a comment below. Is there something you've wanted to say to a woman? Something specific about what you want that you've never found the words for or the courage? You don't have to share the details. Just tell me, has this been something you've been carrying quietly? And did today's video give you something you didn't have before? Leave it below. This community is full of men sitting with exactly this. Your words might be the thing someone else needed to read tonight. I'll see you next week. Take good care.